You've heard it a million times. Save more money, be frugal, cut your expenses. And yeah, saving is important. But what if I told you that saving too much or being overly frugal could actually mess up your life? Sounds crazy, right? But it happens. People get so obsessed with cutting costs that they miss out on opportunities, destroy their relationships, and even limit their ability to make more money. So in this video, I'm going to break down the dark side of saving, the hidden dangers of extreme frugality when saving does more harm than good, and how to find the right balance. So if you are interested in learning how to save smarter without ruining your life or relationships, then you are in the right place. Welcome to Flourish in Wealth, where financial freedom begins. Here is how frugality can ruin your life. Starting with number 1. First off, a lot of people think saving is all about numbers, but it's actually about how you think about money. If you're constantly focused on cutting costs, avoiding spending and pinching every penny, you start operating from a scarcity mindset. Here's what that looks like. You're always thinking, I can't afford this, I shouldn't spend on that, I need to save every dime. And over time, this mentality stops you from taking risks that could make you more money. For example, imagine you have a chance to invest in a course that could double your income, but you say, nah, that's too expensive. Or you refuse to start a business because it costs money up front. You're so focused on saving that you're actually stopping yourself from growing. See the problem? A scarcity mindset keeps you thinking that there's never enough, whether that's enough money, time, or resources. This mindset doesn't just affect your finances, it affects how you make decisions, how you view opportunities, and how you interact with the world. Instead of seeing the potential for growth, all you see is risk, which means you avoid making moves that could lead to bigger rewards. Scarcity breeds fear, and fear keeps you stuck. You end up making choices that keep you in the same spot. It's a vicious cycle. If you want to break free, you need to shift your thinking from scarcity to abundance. Start thinking, how can I grow this money instead of how can I keep it safe? Next point, there's a big difference between smart frugality and extreme cheapness. If your version of saving means always skipping out on things that bring joy, you're not really winning. Let's be real. Life is meant to be enjoyed. But some people take saving so far that they refuse to spend on anything fun, no vacations, no dining out, no experiences. They make their lives miserable just to see a bigger number in their bank account. Here's the thing. Money should enhance your life, not control it. Yes, we want financial security, but what's the point of having money if you never use it to improve your life? Imagine working 50 hours a week, living like a robot just to have a savings account with a ton of money, but you've never taken a trip, you've never enjoyed a nice meal out, or bought something that made you feel good. Now, I'm not saying blow all your money, but what's the point of hoarding wealth for years if you don't use it to create some amazing memories or experiences along the way? The whole point of saving is to have the freedom to enjoy life and create opportunities for yourself, not to make yourself miserable by saying no to everything. If you're always skipping out on experiences, you're robbing yourself of life's best moments. So don't let frugality be an excuse to live a boring life. Save smart, but also live. Before we dive into the next point, I want to hear from you. Drop "I'm a smart saver" in the comment section below if you're ready to start saving smarter from today. And if you're finding value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps the algorithm and it really supports the channel so I can keep bringing you more content like this. Let's get back to it. Number 3 on my list, trying to save money the wrong way can actually make you lose money. Sounds backward, right? But let me explain. Ever heard the phrase, buy cheap, buy twice? That's exactly what happens when you always go for the cheapest option. Cheap clothes fall apart faster. Cheap cars break down more often. Cheap gadgets stop working sooner. And let's not even talk about health. Some people refuse to spend money on good food or regular doctor visits because they think it's too expensive. But then they end up with major health issues that cost way more to fix later. For instance, if you buy a cheap off-brand blender and it breaks after 3 months, you're forced to buy a new one. But if you invested a little more in a high-quality blender, it would last for years. Sure, you spend a little extra up front, but you save money in the long run because you don't have to replace it so often. The same goes for your health. Skipping out on healthy food or preventative care might save you money now, but in the future you might be facing huge medical bills that could have been avoided, not to mention the toll on your quality of life. So sometimes, saving money in the short term can end up costing you a lot more in the long run. Next up, being overly frugal can actually ruin your relationships. Money is one of the biggest causes of stress in marriages and friendships. If you're always the one refusing to split a decent bill, never willing to contribute, or constantly complaining about spending, people notice. Ever been around someone who makes everything about money? Oh, that's too expensive. Why are we eating here? Let's just stay home. It gets annoying. And if you're that person, you might be pushing people away without realizing it. Relationships are about connection and sharing experiences, and that often involves spending money. If you're always the one saying no to group activities or making everyone feel guilty for spending, it's going to create tension. People might even stop inviting you to things, or worse, it could create resentment. And let's not forget family life. If you're constantly pushing the save money mentality to the point where your family can't enjoy anything, it affects everyone. Your spouse might start feeling like their needs and wants don't matter. Your kids might feel like they're being deprived. So while you're trying to save a buck, you could be sacrificing the joy and togetherness that actually make life worth living. Now, I want to talk about a huge mistake people make. They save but never invest. Saving is not a wealth-building strategy. Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account. Inflation is eating away at that money every single year. Meanwhile, if you had put that into investments, stocks, real estate, or business, that money could be growing. The point? If all you do is save and never put your money to work, you'll never actually build wealth. You're just stockpiling money that loses value over time. Sure, you might feel secure having all that money sitting there, but in reality, it's not doing anything for you. Now, I'm not saying throw your money into risky ventures, but if you never take the time to learn about investing, you'll miss out on the opportunities that could make your money work for you. You can't just save your way to wealth. The real wealth comes from making your money grow. Next, let me tell you about something deeper than saving, the fear of spending. You know what is sad? Some people get so addicted to saving that they actually feel guilty whenever they spend money. They hesitate to buy things they need. They stress over small purchases. They overthink everything, even when they can afford it. It's like financial anxiety. But here's the thing. Money is meant to be spent wisely. There's a difference between being reckless and actually using your money to improve your life. If spending stresses you out, it might be time to rethink your relationship with money. Spending is not bad. It's about making sure you're spending on things that matter. Maybe it's investing in your health, your education, or experiences that will create memories for you and your family. But if you're so obsessed with saving that you can't enjoy anything, that's a problem. You need to find a healthy balance. My next point is, a lot of financial advice out there is based on old school thinking. People say, just save more, cut expenses, and you'll be fine. But in today's world, that's not enough. Everything is getting more expensive. Wages aren't increasing at the same rate, so if all you do is save, you're falling behind. Instead of only thinking about cutting costs, focus on making more money. Learn new skills, start a side hustle, invest, grow your income instead of just shrinking your spending. That's the real game changer. So what's the solution? Should we stop saving entirely? Well, it all comes down to one thing: balance. Saving is good. Being smart with money is good. But extreme frugality? That's a trap. You need to find a middle ground between financial responsibility and actually living your life. Instead of asking, how can I spend less? Start asking, how can I spend smarter? Invest in things that give you a return, whether that's your skills, experiences, or long-term investments. Money is meant to work for you, so don't let the save more mindset keep you stuck. I hope this gave you a new perspective on saving and frugality. If you got value from this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And make sure to check out my other video here for more money tips and ways to take control of your finances. You won't want to miss it.